Hello, and welcome to the Fresh Air Show. What is up, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Fresh Air Show.
Hey!
Another.
Wait, Dan, what's that?
Oh, well.
Is that Emerald Soldier?
Oh,
Let me at him!
yeah, our first guest.
You can get to that later.
So, how are you, Emerald, or should I say Michael?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice.
Just really hot right now, so I'm
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah,
Same.
it's been pretty
It's hot.
humid today.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the first time we've had a guest star in our studio, and also it's the first time we've actually cleared away a lot of the junk that was piling up.
Welcome to the madness, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, we've been doing this podcast for 2 years. How long was that tooth fairy passed out behind your chair, Rowan?
Girls all Friday.
So yeah, Rowan, Dudley, how have you guys been since the last podcast?
Been doing alright.
Yeah, I've been good. I just got back from a holiday in Cornwall, which was really cool.
Same here. I was in Oban for a while.
Nice.
Very nice.
So yeah,
Oh,
to start off, yeah, we've got a guest star, good old Emerald Soldier.
Hello there.
Yay.
So, since you seem to be pretty knowledgeable about the podcasts, Michael, what would you
Yep.
say is your favorite story or topic that we've talked about?
Ooh, that's a hard one. It's probably like the latest one ish.
The latest ones?
It's like I think it was the crush one thing.
Crush comparison, yes.
Because it's just like interesting to see like what other people think, you know.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking, do you have anything to add to that conversation?
Well, I don't really have crushes on characters and stuff, but because I don't really watch much anime and things, but you know, I am interested in like other characters, which is like real life things. So I'm more into real life stuff.
Fair enough. So yeah, like we brought up a number of podcasts ago, this year for 2020 is going to have some sort of strange, chaotic theme. And one of the strangest headlines that I've managed to find this month was this one. And it goes, Thor picks a fight with the Care Bears. Because apparently a photographer managed to snap a picture of a lightning bolt striking a rainbow. So I wonder what could have caused that.
Sure.
Okay then.
Yeah, it's just, I thought I'd put that out there, because where else are you going to see the car bars? Yeah, where else are you going to see the Care Bears fighting for? So, who knows? Maybe Fresh vs. Snake Staff.
Oh God, maybe.
It's possible.
I've wondered about this before. This is a random question to add, but you know how they say you find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean you find one at each end of the rainbow, or is it if you go one end and it's not there, you got really unlucky?
Yeah, that's a good question. They never truly clarify that it's two ends of a rainbow.
No.
Well, it sort of disappears halfway up the sky, so I guess they just never saw a full rainbow.
Yeah, I've seen a number of full rainbows, so what do you think of that, Michael?
I have no idea what to say.
Yeah, welcome to the world of random non sequiturs.
Yeah, I gotta get used to this.
You will, Sonny, you will.
Welcome welcome to the madness.
Oh, I'm already prepared for it.
Nice. So yeah, Dudley, you managed to see dolphins. That was a lifelong dream, apparently.
Yes! I thought I've got to try and get that up before the podcast yesterday, and so I'm glad I got that up. But yes, I've wanted to see dolphins for ages. Now I just need to see basking sharks in Cornwall and swim with dolphins at some other place.
Yeah.
Nice.
And your life will be complete.
Yes.
Dude.
You know, sometimes the simple things, how if you have a toy of something, like in the video you said it was like a dolphin plushie you had.
Yeah, I was gonna showcase it at the start of the video, but I got a bit excited. Just wanted to get that video up. While I was there, I was thinking, I wonder if this trip was much better than your little shark diving experience that you said about ages ago.
All the way in episode 1, and from what I can tell, yes, it was better than my trip.
I saw some fish. So bring the
Fish! It's been a long time since I've heard that. So yeah, it's pretty wholesome how if you have a toy of something and you wish to see it, then someday you do. It's like, oh, it's just wholesome.
Yeah, it was. Especially when you hear how cool dolphins are. Like, I don't know if every kid who had a toy bear thought, I really want to meet a grizzly bear in the woods. But
Yeah. I think that's on a number of kids' lists. Like, if you have a plushie of like your favorite animal and it's your number one, take it to the zoo or the farm or whatever and just have them see the real thing. Like, look at them all.
Wow, it looks nothing like the plush.
So, Ryan, anything interesting on your side? You went on holiday?
Yeah, I went to Oban, a nice castle, Galena Castle.
Nice.
So I was, me and my family were situated in the servants' quarters, so... It was quite nice though, very homey, surprisingly.
Nice.
Like, you'd expect places like that to be kind of cold and blah, but it was very nice.
Cool.
What was the best?
Oh, sorry.
What was the best bit of the holiday, do you think?
Well, the landowners were really nice, and they're farmers. They had a flock of sheep, so we got to help out with feeding and shearing them.
Oh, that sounds like a dream.
I don't mind the cat, just cat.
Which one is it? Edward or Bella?
It's Isabella. She's been demanding my attention the past few days. So yeah, if you hear her, don't mind it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to help out with the sheep, which was quite nice. And the landowners were very nice. Apparently they don't often get visitors who want to help out with the sheep. They're usually just like, we're here for a holiday, you do you, we'll do us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we may very well have just made some family friends.
Nice. So, Michael, anything interesting happened recently on your side?
Nothing much, but I am planning on going on holiday for my birthday, so not really sure what to expect.
Okay.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is on the 20th of August, and that's the day I'm coming back, so...
Nice. It'll be a homecoming then.
Yep.
So yeah, now we've got introductions out of the way, let's dive into the next segment. You're listening to The Fresh Air Show. So yeah, in terms of the lockdown, things have been slightly easing off. I'm now signed up for some New Year's at college, so yeah.
Oh,
So yeah,
what are you doing?
it's some software, something, like, apparently it's...
Software engineering?
Yeah, that's it. Because it was kind of an idea from my dad, like, you know, if you want to get these podcasts and art out there, this might be the best way to do it.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, get as you can.
yeah. So, during the lockdown, we've been watching YouTube and TV, and recently, it's come to my attention that nowadays a lot of shows are now frowned upon. And I don't just mean like reboots of TV shows we used to love, like the new Ben 10, Teen Titans Go, and even Pony Life, which is officially dumbed down Friendship is Magic altogether.
Oh dear.
But you need to remember that back then we used to watch shows that today's adults were frowning upon back then. So I thought it would be interesting if we brought up what shows we think probably wouldn't work today. So I'm going to immediately start off by saying one show that I don't think would probably work today would be, even though I loved this show, Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh. What makes you say that?
I don't know. It's just, now that I've grown mature, I've sort of grown a bit sour on snot humour, so... And when you see the amount of snot humour in Codename Kids Next Door, it's like, good grief.
Yeah, it's a lot cringier now that you look back on it, huh?
Yeah.
I always, because I didn't watch a lot of Codename Kids Next Door, but I knew that they were in a tree house doing spy stuff and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw Phineas and Ferb, I got the same sort of vibes, and Phineas and Ferb is popular, so you never know.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, though.
Mm-hmm.
In Codename Kids Next Door, it was like the kids were the good guys and grown-ups were the bad guys. Like, It was like dialed up to 11. Like, your local dentist was terrible because kids hated dentists. Doctors were terrible. The delightful children that are goody two-shoes are terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like taking all of those ideas from childhood and sort of creating it into a scenario where it's like, kids hate this, therefore it's evil, and these kids are good. Plus, it's like wish fulfillment, because who doesn't want to be like a super top secret gadget spy?
Yeah.
They did have a lot of shows that were like gross out humour and things like that over the years. I haven't seen any recently, but I remember, I didn't really watch it, but I remember seeing parts of episodes of like Monsters vs Nerds, and which was a weird show. And there was also I never watched this either, but obviously they had Ren and Stimpy and things like that back in the day. So.
Oh boy. So, Michael, did you end up watching any of those shows?
The only show, well, I had like a lot of childhood shows, and the only one that I recall that has a reboot was Ben 10. That's the only one that I recall has a reboot, and I just think the original is obviously way better than the reboots, because I think they have like different voice actors for the new characters. I don't really know, but yeah, I think I just prefer like how it should be.
Yeah, because what annoys me about current reboots nowadays is that, and this is kind of what annoys a lot of fans, is because the original shows set a standard for themselves. Like, when you look at the original run of Ben 10, you have this amazing animation style anime, and it's detailed, it's got a great story, but now with this new reboot, the characters don't look anything like how they used to look, and the animation is now plummeted. So, I mean, I get it. I used to watch dumbed down versions of shows that people loved, like, for instance, the 80s Transformers show, like the original. The version that I watched was the Transformers animated show. You'll probably recognize the theme song. It's like the Transformers, dun dun, more than meets the eye, dun 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 dun, dun Transformers.
I've never seen Transformers, and I know that song.
I never seen Transformers, but I just connected the toys for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. I think there should be a process where people understand that sometimes shows will have different styles and structure, but at least treat your old fans with respect. Like, for instance, with the new Powerpuff Girls reboot. Now, animation-wise, it had the right idea, but who the heck asked to see 5-year-olds twerking? I didn't ask for this.
And that's similar with Teen Titans as well. Oh my god.
Yeah, Teen Titans Go. I've yet to meet someone who unironically liked it.
apart from the next generation.
Yeah.
I can't let that slide without bringing it up that recently there was a video of one of the latest episodes of Pokemon where Pikachu tries to hitchhike and to stop a van, he twerks.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I was like, well, that's Japan for you. That was quite funny.
Oh dear.
So, Dudley, any shows you think probably wouldn't work?
One that kind of sprung to mind when you said it. When I was back in primary school, I was addicted to this show called Ace Lightning. Don't know if I've brought that up before.
Doesn't ring a bell.
It was on CBBC. So, basically, I liked it because there's this kid called Mark, and he's in his room and he's playing video games, and suddenly this lightning bolt hits his satellite. Why it does that, I won't spoil, but it causes his video game characters to come out and come to life. And so the series is about him dealing with that while dealing with everyday life. But although the characters were really creative and it was cool seeing the action scenes, their acting and the real life scenes were quite hard to watch. And if they were going to reboot that now, I don't know if it would go down well unless they did something clever with it or really special with the animation and things like that, because it is a very dated show, but I could still watch a couple of things from it and still enjoy it. It's quite good. But a good example of rebooted shows, I've said before, DuckTales seems to be doing really well when it comes to the reboot. And what was the other one I was going to mention just now? I've actually forgotten what I was going to say.
Another good reboot, I should say, was What's New, Scooby Doo.
Oh.
What's New, Scooby Doo?
I love that song.
Scooby Doo was my childhood. I never watched it all the time, but it was still good moments for me.
Yeah. What's New, Scooby Doo was probably the most perfect reboot they could do for the Scooby Doo franchise.
Yeah, they kept some of the original and then added more flavour, because the characters were flat before, but now they had depth, and that meant that it still had that old charm while they're just adding more flavour and making it more modern, which was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
With a franchise like Scooby Doo, you could put them into different situations, and it could either be good or be bad. I used to love the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo, and that was pretty epic. But they did a movie recently to finish it off, as I said before, and it just hurt it. Oh no! If a fan had written this, then it would have been a lot better. So it depends how you handle it, really.
Yeah.
So, Rowan, any show in particular you don't think would work today?
The only thing I can think of is Tom and Jerry, just because of the excessive violence aspect.
Oh my god.
I don't know why cartoons had that slapstick aspect back then. It was Tom and Jerry. It was Looney Tunes. It was a lot of different cartoons. But nowadays, I don't think they could do that because then people would be pointing at like, oh, that's animal abuse. That's encouraging the abuse of animals, or they'll encourage kids to try and make their pets fight each other, or blah blah blah. When in reality, at the end of the day, all it was back then and all it is now is just mindless fun.
Yeah. Now it's Elmer Fudd with a scythe.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I've just gone blank. Not bad. We were running on that like we had really good slapstick back in the day, and then we had a while where everything was like really, there was always someone in the room making sure that nothing was insulting or nothing was overly violent and things. It always felt like that, like someone was taking us through and go, right, we can't have that, can't have that. And then we started getting into shows like Steven Universe and Gravity Falls and things, and like it started to bounce back and it started to get good again. So we might be on the way to getting back there again. But some of these shows that are being reboot are suffering for it.
Yeah.
It's like...
Another show which I loved, but chances are probably wouldn't work nowadays, was The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh, yes. Love that show.
Now, again, if you took away all the snot humour, I think you could do pretty well if they decided to bring it back. Because it just delves into darkness and magic and undead, unknown themes. So, yeah. I have a soft spot for it. It's fascinating and absolutely hilarious.
Last night I went onto Disney Plus and that new Muppet Show had come out, the series. So I decided to put that on, and it was actually a little difficult to watch. Like, it felt really, really dumbed down for kids compared to the sort of things we're used to in the Muppets. Like, obviously they're for kids, but it was a nice balance between the nostalgia and everything else. Like, I feel like if they remade the Muppet Show again, that could be quite good. But this show, it was a bit like, I don't know.
Yeah, I've not actually seen any footage of the new Muppet Show, but I'll probably look into it just so know what we're on about.
Yep.
So
I will say one funny thing about it, if you are going to check it out, Dad, is that they find out that Kermit's got a secret hobby, which is photobombing people, and that bit was quite funny.
Okay. So
Oddly specific.
So, Michael, any other shows in mind you don't think would work today?
I mean, I was a big fan of the Clone Wars, if anyone heard of that.
The Clone Wars?
They recently, like last year, or this year, I can't remember now, but they did the reboot, and I think it did work because it's still the same characters, still the same voice actors, so it was still enjoyable because they had to end the Clone Wars, and yeah, it was just sad to see that childhood part of me go,
Yeah.
I feel like when Clone Wars first came back, I wasn't a massive fan of it, but the further it gets, the darker it gets, and it's actually really good. But...
Yeah. Well, as a sort of more positive note in terms of shows coming back, still going off from Billy and Mandy, one thing they tried to do, they were trying to set up another spin-off series from Billy and Mandy, which you might remember as Underfist. It was it was based on a TV movie, Halloween movie, based around the characters from Billy and Mandy, and it featured some of the more recognizable side characters forming like a superhero team, like fighting interdimensional threats, etc. In fact, that was meant to be the pilot of that series.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, Underfist was setting up to be its own series. That movie just happened to be the pilot, but apparently due to financial reasons, the show never really came into existence. But in the credits of the movie, you can see all the ideas that they never managed to bring to light, like the return of the Spider Queen, like they're in like a sort of anime style. In fact, Billy, right at the end of the credits, sums up the pilot perfectly. All that work and nothing to show for it.
Oh.
Oh.
So, yeah, I would have loved to have seen Underfist as a real show, but,
Alas.
yeah.
I just thought of a really good example. I heard a rumour a while ago. I haven't heard any news yet, but it was from Nostalgia Critic and stuff, so that's why I have a believing of it. But there was talk that they could bring back the Animaniacs.
Ooh.
And they're saying, so back then they were making jokes about politics and all this stuff, like the internet and things, and they were saying, imagine what they could do now. But the question is, would it work as well as it did? Because less slapstick and things like that, you know, it's an interesting case. Like, would it work, and is it coming back?
I think, because, as time goes on, I'm sure it could work, because when I saw the recent Muppet movies, I was suddenly aware of how fourth wall breaking and how they brought in stars that we know today, like how they used to, and I was like, oh my god, I can see why people love this. So I think as time goes by, if they did bring back Animaniacs, then chances are it could be amazing.
Well, that's what I was thinking when they brought back that Muppets film that's just called Muppets before Muppets Most Wanted.
Yeah.
And they had celebrities turning up. And I took from that they'd probably be bringing out a Muppet show with a different celebrity from the current times going in each episode. But they never did it, so I don't know. I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But
You are listening to the Fresh Air Show.
Well, you've waited long enough. It's time for the month's most ridiculous headlines. All right. Okay.
oh, sorry.
It's just going to be a compilation of us making weird noises on the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
It'll happen someday, I guarantee it.
Challenge accepted.
What?
All right. In this month's news, it's a fake headline, but it's still equally ridiculous. IKEA confesses that their meatballs are made out of people that didn't find the exit.
That old joke.
So, if you've ever gotten lost in IKEA, then you're doomed. You're straight up doomed.
Oh, I'm not going there then.
Reminds me of this other headline I saw. I'm not sure if it was real or not, but it was about some guy who had a bunch of like vinyl arrows and had been sticking to them to the floor randomly. That was like they couldn't tell where the actual exit was.
Oh gosh. So they were just going in random directions, following the arrows.
Yep. Didn't have time.
So, thankfully, I've never ordered anything from IKEA. Because we go there for furniture. I'm not there for meatball sub or whatever.
Yeah, I tried some scrambled eggs from IKEA. They are not good.
Ugh. All
They're
right.
like, yeah.
Don't say that, Rowan. They'll turn you into meatballs. Don't say that on the internet.
Oh god. All right. Here's the next headline. In Florida, someone found a real alligator lounging on an inflatable pool alligator.
Alligator section.
Okay then.
It's like, as soon as I saw this headline, I was instantly reminded of, like, when you see cartoons of, like, hibernating bears and they have, like, little teddy bears of themselves they go to sleep with. I just imagine this is another example of that. Like, this alligator needs an inflatable alligator to swim. So, of course, it's in Florida.
Mommy, did I find you? Why are you speaking to me, Mommy?
Oh, you're making me sad, mate.
Mommy, why did you just pop?
Oh, God.
It's turned dark. I'm going to stop.
Yeah,
Please don't.
Alright. So, here's the next headline that I have. Governor Newsom for California is ordering fireworks to be launched indoors this year.
Yeah.
Because of the whole lockdown, apparently he wants people to stay indoors and just light fireworks inside. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tony, don't burn your house down or anything. No, it's fine.
I live in a bungalow. Is it a worse idea for me? Or
I'm just looking at this headline's picture. It's got like a couple with like a tub of popcorn, and they're just watching one of those like top hat fireworks just going off like.
Okay, sparklers you could maybe get away with, but I'm not sure about the rest.
Yeah.
spinning cartwheels.
Yep.
In the living room.
Oh God. I mean, Jesus, what governor is telling people to do this? Oh wait, it's America, so doesn't,
Oh.
I mean, it's true.
doesn't surprise me at
Maybe
all.
they meant to say party poppers. And they said fireworks.
Oh God. Oh. Well, party poppers can be a lot larger. Have you seen like the long tubes? Like
No.
it's just crammed full of confetti, and you just pull a string back.
Oh.
So, yeah. Alright, and the last headline that I have is this. A truck carrying 41,000 pounds of previously raw beef has caught on fire on an American motorway.
Oh.
We're
That
eating
became a-
steak tonight!
Yes.
I'm not doing stink, but okay.
So, yeah, what a delightfully delicious mess.
Yay.
They just needed a beer lorry to come round the corner and it'd be made.
Instead, they have like the ice cream van show up, and they wind up causing like an all-you-can-eat buffet pile up. Like you have like the ice cream van, then you've got like the milkman crashing into them, then you've got the Starbucks people with the coffees.
Oh dear.
So if that actually happened, then sheesh. So yeah, just looking at this thumbnail, like if they've got these two firemen just with hoses, just like putting out the flames of all this raw meat.
Yeah.
That poor lorry driver, though, I mean, his job was at stake.
Wow.
First one of the day, and we're 30 minutes in. Ah,
Say first one of the day or worst one of the day?
first.
Oh, okay.
Ah. So yeah, that's the month's headlines. However, with 5 minutes remaining, I'd like to bring up another story involving good old schoolmate Marvin.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Now, last time, if you remember, we wound up talking about characters in our schools which have stood out to us for various reasons.
Yes.
Last time, I talked about Marvin, who prevented me and other classmates from programming a robot. So,
Mm-hmm.
I have another story about him which I got severely annoyed at.
It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. So, in my primary school, we were at that age when whiteboards, electric whiteboards, were just coming in to use.
Uh-huh.
And this was back in the good old days when we used to see, when we saw the teacher's monitor and she was drawing up on the electric board, and back on the good old days of playing class of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Good old days.
Here's how this went down.
Oh no.
Oh, the tone has gone dark. Switch out the light.
And so, yeah, one day we were playing the electric classroom version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And it was an online game where it was basically an online version of the real TV show for kids. And one of the questions, we might remind you, we were just 2 slots below millionaire.
Oh.
And the question went something like this. If 90 degrees, what does 90 degrees in a compass mean? Like, what direction is 90 degrees in a compass? Now, we, of course, knew the answer to that, and it was east. Because we had been learning about compass directions prior. So, the people at the desks are the students were all going up in different groups, and wouldn't you know it, it was Marvin who had the pen.
Oh no.
So our options were north, east, west, and south, and so because half the class already knew the answer to this question, we were all going like east, east, east. Just silently, if you call it silent, saying the answer out to him, like, east, east. and for some reason they were just struggling to find an answer. And eventually we were saying east so loudly that the teacher shushed us, saying, let them figure out the answer for themselves. And we were like, are you crazy? We're giving them the answer. And so we keep saying east at the top of our lungs. East! East! And we see Marvin. He slowly moves the pen. He selects north. He slowly moves the pen to the confirm button. We're still shouting it. East! East! And so he presses confirm. Game over. The correct answer, and then the little bar came up. The correct answer was east.
You don't say.
And that sums up what people are like today. People who just deny the truth right in front of them.
They just think they know everything.
Because whether you like it or not, the Earth is round, it's not the centre of the universe, and whether you like it or not, east means east. Curse you, Marvin! So, yeah, Marvin cost us from being a millionaire.
I could just picture the event happening in slow motion with like echo. Just you going east.
So, thanks a lot for that, Marvin. Very fond memories.
You'll make a great story someday.
Yeah. We'll totally not keep this under wraps. So, yeah, we're almost out of time for this podcast. Anything you want to bring up before we go?
I guess I could say that for those of you watching this who don't know, I got everybody here involved in a drawing competition. So if you want to see the results of that, you could pop over to see my new video coming up, because then you can see our artistic talents.
So yeah.
I'm excited.
So yep. Thanks a lot, Michael, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
You're welcome.
So we might invite you over again sometime. And just so everyone else listening to this is aware, you're more than welcome to join us. So if you want to join in our chats, then feel free to give us a notification. I cannot talk. This podcast has drawn all the talk out of me. So we'll see you guys in time for the next episode. So time to say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Emerald Soldier, come here. Come here. Soldier.
No.